Hello, and welcome to this part of the FAST tutorial series. In today's video, we'll be looking at how to set up FAST and also how to import data into it. So, in today's video, we're going to be focusing on how to set up FAST within MATLAB in the first section. So this is option 1 in the downloads page. If you've opted for option 2, which is the standalone license-free version of FAST, setup is much easier. You just need to double-click that icon and it will spring up to the home page automatically. But setting things up within MATLAB takes a little more work. So to add FAST to your path, you just need to navigate to the directory in which you have downloaded FAST, which in this case is this directory here. I'm now going to right click it and select Add to Path, Selected Folders and Subfolders, and that will just add all of the files that FAST needs onto the path. There are other ways to do this more permanently, but this will just be active for a single session. Now once I've done that, I'm going to write Home Panel into the command line here, and that will bring up this initial screen of FAST. Now you can see here that we have the 6 different modules: segmentation, features, tracking, divisions, overlays and plotting. These buttons will become available as the prior stages of the pipeline have been performed. So for example, I can't perform feature extraction until I have performed segmentation of my images. But to get this segmentation module to be activated, I first need to import my dataset. Now the dataset that we're going to be using today is this one here. This shows Pseudomonas aeruginosa moving around over a surface using twitching motility, and you can see that there is both motility and cell division taking place. And we have both this bright field channel and also a fluorescence channel, which indicates the expression levels of YFP driven by a cyclic AMP sensitive promoter. And the hypothesis that we're going to test in this series of videos is whether or not the speed of motion of these cells is correlated with the levels of cyclic AMP within a cell. So I have taken this dataset and I have moved it to its own directory. This directory is going to be called the root directory, and to begin with we just want the raw dataset within that directory. Now what we need to do is to point FAST towards that directory. So to do that, we just click this choose root directory button, navigate to where we have stored our dataset. We then click select folder. A second dialog will now pop up, and here we can choose the dataset that we want to analyze. And so I will now click open on that. That will bring up this dialog box, and that will just allow us to upsample our imaging data. And that can be useful, as in this case, if our objects are relatively small in terms of the number of pixels that they are covered by. Having a large number of pixels allows the segmentation, for example, to be somewhat smoother than would otherwise be the case. So typically we want our objects to be at least kind of 20 pixels across, something of that order. So in this case I'm going to click yes, and this shows the data import taking place. So you can see that we have this loading bar increasing, and that upper bar indicates the number of channels. So we have 2 channels which need to be imported. And as that's taking place, you can see that we have this new directory has appeared within our root directory, channel 1, and this just contains each of the individual frames for our dataset within that first channel, which is the bright field. So we can see that just here. If I load this into FAST, you can see that we have one of these bright field images. So once that's finished loading, we'll have the segmentation button will become available for use, and we'll be discussing how to use the segmentation module in the next video.